welcome to Shut Up and Ride podcast. We are back. Our band is back together since we were in person recording in the pub pod back in the UK. First of all, shout out to our amazing sponsors, Charles Owen, who basically make us look good when we're riding horses, and they are wonderful and we love them. And if you haven't got a hat or haven't had your hat checked recently, go and do it. Go and check out Charles Owen. I actually influenced someone the other day, guys, because she was like, I need to buy a new hat. So I made her go and get a Charles Owen one, and she got a blue sparkly one, and she looks amazing. I digress. Anyway, we're back together. There is so much to talk about. I don't even know where to start. But hi, boys.
It's been so long. I've missed you guys.
Have you actually? You've been swanning it off in fucking Africa. You haven't missed us at all.
Well, it feels like Africa feels like ages ago now. Like ages ago.
I want to hear about that, Simon, but I feel like we feel very privileged, Benjamin, because we were getting messages as George was going into labour and then C-section and everything. We were like, he's actually sending us selfies. Like, what is going on?
It was really cool. I felt very involved.
I did as well. So, first of all, congratulations, you had a baby!
Thank you very much.
How
I didn't really do much in the whole having of the baby area.
Your support.
Yeah, I was like one of those really loud mums, unaffiliated show jumping at the sidelines. That was my job. No, it was amazing. George was incredible. It was a very chaotic 21 hours of labour, bless her, that culminated in an emergency C-section at the end. So yeah, it was maybe more exciting than we would have liked it to be. But mum, mum as in George is real happy and healthy. Actually, George today, because this is how long it's been since we've recorded, guys. He's 4 weeks old now. He was 4 weeks old on Friday.
It's ages.
And today, George worked her first horse again. Only on the floor. She didn't ride. But she's been back to it. And yeah, he's just a little dream, really. I mean, he's the hairiest baby in the world. That might sound like such a strange thing to say. But not only was he born with like a full luscious head of hair, he's got like hairy shoulders and a hairy back, which is like black hair on his shoulders and back. I was like, I'm 31 and I don't even have hair on my shoulders and back. Like, where is this from?
You struggle to grow a beard, let's face it.
Yeah, I struggle to grow. I get more of like a not a 5 o'clock shadow, more like the arena's dusty mud mark on my face. But he, he's just been amazing. And honestly, he's been so easy. It's like having a little pink Tamagotchi at the moment, really, bless him.
Hairy Tamagotchi.
I love that. That's so cool.
Because he eats,
okay, right.
He poops and sleeps, and that's about it.
Okay, I can't think you can compare. My kids both got Tamagotchis for Christmas because apparently they're making a comeback, and I couldn't keep those two fuckers alive, and I've kept kids alive. So actually, I think he's probably easier than a Tamagotchi. And my daughter lost hers, and it started beeping at 1 o'clock in the bloody morning, and it was like being woken up by a child. Could we find it? It was under her mattress. I do not like Tamagotchi, so please don't compare Wilde to one, because quite frankly, I want to love Wilde. Well,
luckily, if he beeps in the middle of the night, then we can find him. We know where he is, so that's good. We've not misplaced him yet. But no, and it's just been, I think, like, do you know how in really, like, how do I word this? Because obviously it's not a bad time. It's an amazing time. But at the beginning, it's quite hard. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, 24 hours after he'd been sort of cut out of George, which also, can I just say, side note, when it's an emergency C-section, probably for all C-sections, I'm sure it's like this, there's just a little curtain up, right? Like,
so can you just explain to me? I'm obviously really stupid, but like, why do you need an emergency cesarean? Is it for lots of different reasons, or
basically where he thought like the exit wasn't. So with every contraction, when George's body like squished him to try and squeeze him out like a tube of toothpaste, it was just pushing him into the side, basically. He'd kinked his head and neck, and so was just being pushed into the side. And so as everything was contracting behind him, he couldn't breathe. So his heart rate, which was normally throughout the pregnancy as average between 130 and 160, dropped all the way to 80. Which
so it's basically trying to come out through his shoulder.
Yeah. And so they were like, he wasn't like
he was
the surgeon
attempting
said.
his first 20-meter circle.
Yeah, he had good inside flexion. But he, when the surgeons got him out, they said there was no way. They were like, there's no way you'd have pushed him out. And he was a massive baby as well. He was 9 pounds. So
Jesus.
Big
Ooh,
boy.
My vagina just contracted a little bit then.
Poor George.
Yeah.
That must have been absolute agony.
Yeah, she was in, like... Which, that was the bit that freaked me out the most, really. Like, because anybody...
Like, so...
I was just going to say, George is, like, rock hard. Like, she's like 10 men. You know, I've seen her get kicked in the face, shoeing, you know, blood coming out of her nose, just spit and carry on. And this woman, who I've always seen as just rock solid, she was just in bits. She was just in absolute agony. And so that immediately sort of clued me in that something was wrong, because that's not like her. And then obviously everyone in hospital around you is like, no, like this is normal. And then eventually, as the heart rate was dropping and dropping, that was scary as well, because they were like, oh, so the heart rates are appearing really low on screen, so on the monitor. So we're just going to get a different monitor. So they got a new monitor, and the heart rate continued to drop. So they were like, we don't think it's the monitor, we think it's the cables. So they've got new cables, heart rate keeps dropping. Okay, so we're going to put this sensor on him inside her, and that will give us...
Oh, I had that. That's awful. They stick it to them. They poke it up you and stick it on. It's horrible.
Oh, it looked like the most horrific, horrible needle. I've never been so glad to have been born male in my life as watching all these various horrible instruments being used.
I know, right? You're trying to get something out of you, and they're insisting on putting more things in you. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And yeah, when they got the sensor on him, they were like, oh no, his heart rate really is low. And then literally from the moment the sensor was on him and they realized the heart rate was really low, a surgeon burst into the room like 5 minutes later. We signed some pieces of paper, and within like 10, 15 minutes, we had him. So it was, yeah.
I love the fact that
amazing.
within that time, though, you managed to send us a selfie of you in scrubs. Well done.
I was pretending to be House.
You look like a real professional in it as well. It was a good look.
You did. I feel like there's some kind of Liberty like performance of you in scrubs at some point.
Well, I think you say that there's like funny that I managed to message you guys, but actually one thing I will say is that like the dad is it's the thirdest of third wheels, to be honest, in that situation. Because George is trying to get the baby out, and I can't offer her an epidural or painkillers or any knowledge. And so I was just like, oh, lots of time. But yeah.
What kind of things were you saying during that time? What was your kind of go-to?
My go-to, I'll be completely honest. And I know how George's sort of temperament works. And I thought of some girls who I know, who I will not name, but girls who I know that she's not particularly fond of, that have already given birth. So when George was saying to me, I can't do it, I was like, yeah, well, so-and-so's done it, haven't they? And she was like, you're bloody right. Like, if she can do it, I can fucking do it. And because it might have been the weirdest from the outside to anybody else. But I knew for her, if I'd been like, it's okay, darling, she'd have been like, shut the fuck up. Whereas, because I was like, no, come on, they did it, you can do it. And she's like, you're bloody right, I can. So, yeah. And massaging one of her feet really hard, just the left one. I wasn't allowed to touch the right foot. But she was like, massage my foot. Yeah. So, that. But it was just amazing. Like, and I posted that picture on my Facebook of him holding my finger, like, immediately. Because, like I say, she's laid on this table, and if you imagine, just below her bust, they put a curtain up, so she can't see. They numb her from there down, and I'm stood over this bed. On one side of the curtain is my smiling wife, chatting away, because obviously now she's got all the drugs in the world. And on the other side, this obscenely large hole has been cut into her stomach and like held open by clamps as there are 3 different people with their hands inside her pulling out the baby and cutting through things and like
So you're quite good with blood then, all that kind of stuff. There's no moment where you thought I'm going to pass out or anything like that.
No, there was a moment where George and I had a good giggle, and every surgeon and anaesthetist in that room was mortified because when they cut her open and pulled the hole really wide, I said, "Oh, darling, I knew I was right. You are as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside." To which me and George found absolutely hilarious, and no one else in the room really got it at all. But yeah, it would not be.
They've probably heard that before, but they definitely probably haven't heard that one before.
No, if you were squeamish, it wouldn't be like. Do you know what I mean? Like when you could see the edges of her stomach with like the layers of skin and fat and muscle and crazy.
I just have visions of you also like wearing your Ben Atkinson method hat and selling and touting your business at the same time.
No. Right. Oh,
God.
Well done. You've jogged my
excited,
memory.
Simon.
So, George is in agony. George is begging for an epidural. So the anaesthetist comes in. Anyone who doesn't know, an epidural is a massive needle into your spine that then basically starts this numbing of your lower body. The anaesthetist... And
if anyone listens to a past podcast, I've had one and they did it wrong because they put them in fat people in Swindon, so they missed me.
No.
Did I not tell you that?
No.
Yeah, my epidural didn't work, and the anaesthetist came back and was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm used to people putting them in fat people in Swindon."
I mean,
actual words came out of his mouth.
Backhanded compliment to
That's
you.
the worst excuse I've ever heard.
I know, like a backhanded compliment, but so mine didn't work. He missed and went through where it was meant to be. So I was in then double agony. So yeah, I know what an epidural is. Anyway, sorry, carry on. I'm taking away from your moment.
George is wearing one of her Farrier t-shirts that says like handmade shoes or whatever on it. And he's like, "Oh," as he's trying, like she's screaming. He's trying to put this in her back. I'm holding her. And he's just chatting away. And he's like, "Oh, are you a farrier? Oh, my daughter is studying to be a vet. She's really struggling to understand how the laminae work in laminitis. Could you tell me about that, please?" And so George is screaming. So then he's looking at me like, "Can you explain about laminitis to me?" And I'm like, what on earth? What is this conversation that I am having at this point? Yeah.
That is amazing. I think it's because you're not allowed to move. Otherwise, the needle will go in the wrong place. So he was probably inadvertently trying to get her to concentrate and stay calm. But at that moment in time, he probably could have picked a better situation.
Yeah.
Better question to ask.
Yeah. Oh, laminitis in horses while you're about to push a human out of you. Good. Well done. Thanks, mate. And so how have, there's been a few photos I've very much enjoyed that George has shared online of you asleep on a floor. But you're saying it's so easy. So, all right. There's a lot of people who are going to hate you right now, by the way.
Well, on the first 2 nights, we both sort of panicked. Like, we got home and had a baby and were like, what are we going to do? So we just set up camp in the living room and didn't really leave. So that's why I was asleep on the living room floor.
Yeah, I thought that. You sent a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you face down on the floor.
We just sort of stayed in there for 2 days and then obviously got him so he was sleeping in his next to me cot and stuff. But he's easy. Like, we go to bed at about 10:30, 11. He wakes up for a feed.
Mate, you need to change that to he's easy so far.
So far.
Yeah, so far. Be hated.
Like, we put him to bed at about 10:30, 11. He wakes up for a feed maybe about 3, 4, and then at about 6 or 8. So it's not too bad.
Oh, look at Jenny's face. Look at her face. That's a face of jealousy. Look at it.
Oh no, I found this bit quite easy. I've just my kids this morning. How quickly you get out the door is directly proportional to how many shits they need to do as you're trying to get out. How many layers of clothes you need to wear. Like, they won't get up in the morning now. It's like having teenagers and they're bloody 6 and 7. I'm late for school continuously. It didn't help that this morning we heard there were dolphins down at the harbour. So I got them on their bikes in their pyjamas at 6:30 this morning to go dolphin hunting. So that might have made us late for school. I'm that parent. But yeah, it's I think the baby stage is, as long as you're ready to adjust and go, here, my life as I know it is like a little bit changed, then yeah, it's fine. But there's other shit that comes, like sleep regression and teething. And when they first get their temperature on Christmas Day and you've planned your first family Christmas together out at the pub.
Yeah, the whole teething thing, that kind of fills me with dread, the thought of like having to deal with a kid that's got that, because it's horrible for them, isn't it?
And I think also for those listening who now don't want to listen to our podcast because they hate Ben's smug baby, a lot of people are born with babies with reflux, and that is just hideous. Like that is, you can't lie them down, basically.
Yeah,
my brother's baby had reflux. Yeah, and basically I went round to their house and he basically said to me, can you look after this baby for an hour or we're going to give him away? I was like, okay, I'll just take him. I'll take him.
But I don't think anyone should be annoyed with Ben, because Ben, what he's saying is he's really easy and he's so grateful for that. Aren't you, Ben?
Yes, Ben.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, Ben.
And also, I think to try and explain this a little bit further as well, the support network we have around us is insane. So like nearly every member of my immediate family lives within 10 miles. And so they're all here. Like tomorrow, I want to get up and start work early, but I also want George to be able to sleep in. So my mum will be at the house for 6 a.m. so that I'll get up with the baby when he wakes up at like 4 or 5. And then mum will take the baby so George can sleep so I can go out on the yard. Do you know, like...
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Things like that. And then like the second night that we were home, I'd said to my best mate that we were like tired just from like looking after George from her having a C-section and stuff. And like he just turned up at the house, said hello in the living room, and then disappeared. And we were like, James, where have you gone? And then I wandered into the kitchen after about 45 minutes to look for him, and he was cooking a full Sunday roast in the kitchen. He cooked Sunday dinner, brought it into the living room, served it, we ate it, then he disappeared again. And when I went looking for him, he'd fully washed everything up, put all the pots away, and left. And that was it. He was just like, no, I just thought I'd come round and cook you guys Sunday dinner and then clear off. So I was like,
that's
really amazing.
Yeah, so we've had, incredible support from everyone. And of course, George is like taking the brunt of it at the moment because she's healing from her C-section. So she can't go out on the yard and feed horses. So I've got to go out and do stuff like that. The weird thing that's, I would say, that has hit us already is, like you say, and we're so naive and so new to it, but even just how you can't just switch the schedule at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Do you know, you can't just be like, oh, I've got a busy day tomorrow, so I'm going to get up at 4 and be on the yard for 4:30. Or like, I'm just going to keep working horses tonight and I'll finish at 9 or 10. Because now there's a small human that needs to be bathed and looked after. And like George has had massive open abdominal surgery, so she also needs looking after. And do you know what I mean? Like that's the biggest change I've seen, that you can't just be like that mentality of just get up earlier, stay up later. Like suddenly that's not really an option anymore.
My thing is just getting out the fucking door. Just getting out the front door. You just want to, like going skiing. Oh, I just pick up my ski stuff and I go. No. When you've got kids, you've got to make sure you get enough snacks, because how much fun they have is directly proportional to how many sweets you have.
It's like me and Simon.
Yeah, literally. It's like having you two, like, but very small versions of you. And then the moment you go, or you've got all of their, like, wait until they're toddling and it's winter and you get all their layers on. The moment you've got every single layer on that they need to survive a winter on the yard, they will need a shit. Guarantee it. Like, this is the shit that stresses me out. Like, that stuff.
Well, once you've got it on, you've got to take it all back off
all off again. Like, it will be. And then they don't want to put their coat on. Like, no.
But you see, I have that problem with myself.
Once you've got all your riding gear on, you need a
all
shit.
That stuff, so I was like, oh, no.
Got your over trousers on, everything. And then do you refuse to put your coat on as well? It's like -5. Put a coat on. I don't want to put my coat on. Why do you not want to put your coat on? It's fucking freezing outside. I just don't want to. Well, you'll get cold. I don't care. Put your coat on. And then they leave it somewhere in a puddle. They don't have a coat. I'm cold. My hands are cold. I told you would be cold because you didn't put your fucking coat on. What's wrong with you? Wait till that happens.
Jenny, I'm loving
Anyway.
this glimpse into your gentle parenting.
Oh, it's not. And then, like play parks, they're the most boring place in the world. Mummy, watch me go down the slide 400 times. I don't want to watch you go down a fucking slide. It is boring. It's like death. Let me do some deep Instagram scrolling, please. And then mums try and talk to you.
I was going to say, I think poor George already gets this with me when I come in from working horses outside, and I'm like, George, look at this video of me standing on horses for the 10,000th time, and she has to smile and nod, and then stick it on the fridge.
But I want to add a caveat. Anyone out there who's just had a baby, who maybe this might be getting you through some long nights, this podcast, because we get a lot of people listening to it in very strange places. It isn't that easy. Do not feel like you're a failure because you're not finding it as easy as Ben. Everyone's journey is different. You are doing very well if your human is alive. Just hold on to that thought. Not everyone's journey is like Ben's, and not everyone has a George like Ben does. So I just want to add that, because I found that some people, when I was going for a shit time, and I heard someone like, I used to follow that comedian, Catherine, what's her face? And she was like, oh, it's really easy if you do it like this. I was like, unfollow. I feel like shit right now. So yes, everyone's journey is different. You're doing very well out there. You might need to hear that right now.
And it is really hard. Except,
It is hard.
I've never done it, and there's no way that I'm going to be doing it. But what I gather, it's very, very hard. I always think it's like that. My friends have had babies. They're all like, oh, it's not going to change me or anything. It's the baby's going to have to fit in with me, and then they just disappear off the face of the planet for like 6 months. I'm like, where did you go? It's like, I had a baby.
Yeah.
Maybe
thing
at
I
some
won't
point
accept,
you need George. Maybe at some point you need to ask George how it's all going. Maybe her answers will be like, Ben's an arsehole. He doesn't help.
He does nothing.
My one thing though, Benjamin, kids are not an excuse to be late. Really winds me up when you go and organise being in the pub or being somewhere and people turn up an hour late. Oh, no, plan to get out the door earlier when you have kids.
No, it's just a good excuse though, isn't it, at the end of the day, Jenny?
It really makes me cross. Yeah, my brothers, they're never going to listen to this podcast. My brothers are never on time for anything, especially Ben. And he is always late for everything. Oh, it's the kids. The kids are now 19 and 17, Ben. You can't blame them anymore.
So basically what you're saying is if you're somebody that's always late, you should have a child so you can use them as an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. And it won't make me like you anymore. Right. So, anything else on the baby front before we move on to Africa, which sounds like a weird sentence in anyone's...
We introduced him. Yeah, it's all on my Facebook, but we introduced him to Malik. He's been sniffed by ponies, and he sat on Malik, and he stood on Malik. So that is...
I watched that video. It looked like Malik wanted to have a bit of a chew on
yeah,
Wilde.
he did want to chew him a little bit. But then I put that down to, I always say sometimes when horses are a bit nibbly and it's all lips, I'm like, remember they don't have hands. Do you know, like if a horse wants to invest... No, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes, not when they're teethy, but when they get, I call it their elephant trunk. Do you know when that top lip sort of is digging around? They don't have hands to investigate something and see what it smells like or feels like or is. So, like, I like to think that's what he was doing. He was just having a little elephant trunk moment. Malik's also actually parrot-mouthed, so it's got quite an elephant trunk.
Yeah, he is very cute. And how's the dog taken to having a baby?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
No bother?
No bother at all, apart from...
Jenny, you're definitely... All these questions are like... And Ben's going, yeah, fine, absolutely fine. Jenny's like, really? Are you sure? Something's got to be difficult here. Come on, help me out.
I just want the baby to have weed in his mouth or something. Like
something to happen that's made it so it's not so much fun.
No.
Come on, Ben, make something up. God's sake, help us.
Keep the willy down. That's what we learned very quickly. Because if you don't point it down in the nappy, it just wheezes straight out.
Oh, I thought you'd moved on to Gregor.
That could be the title of this podcast, couldn't it? Keep the willy down.
Did you say that's what you do to Gregor?
No. Ben says that's what I do to Gregor. Keep the willy down.
She's like,
away.
No more children, willy down.
goodness. I was just taking a desperate turn. Right. Simon Grieve, you have, first of all, happy birthday to you for a couple of days ago. Happy birthday, dear Simon. Happy birthday to you.
Me. 43.
43. How do you feel about being 43?
Kind of fine. 40 was quite a hit. But it's like now it's kind of like, it's just fine. It's all good. I'm definitely getting grayer.
More handsome.
Oh, cheers, mate. She says all the right things, doesn't she?
That's what you pay me for.
But yeah, no, it was a good birthday. I was eventing. It was the first event of the season, and it was bright sunshine. It was beautiful. I had a lovely clear round cross country, and had a lovely time. So it was good, very good.
How was it being back out eventing? Did you have to put your big pants on? Were you shitting yourself, or was it all right?
No, it was fine. I mean, I could have. So they've kind of swapped it around. So the intermediates were on the first day, and the hundreds were on the second day. And I'm kind of used to when you first start the season, like having the first days like the 100s and the novices. So it kind of gets you going, and then the next day you do the intermediate. So I kind of had to go straight out intermediate, which was fine, but it was just a bit like, oh, okay. At least have a little word with yourself. Make sure you don't pull too much. But I did that anyway. But yeah, no, it was really good, and it was at Poplar Park, which is like right on the coast of Suffolk, so like near Ipswich. So it's a really long way to go, but it's so amazing there. Like it's basically just sandy heathland, and the going was sensational. Like you wouldn't be able to doing anything near home because it was just far too wet. They're absolutely perfect, like perfect round. So it was really good, really good.
I saw on old socials that all the big guns were out there, weren't they? Like, it was a who's who of who was there.
It really was. And like it was, they've done such a good job there, and the courses are really they've kind of developed into because it kind of went from Poplar started off like years ago, like 20 years ago. It was like the place to go as the first event of the season. Everyone went, like Ginny Lang used to go, Mark Todd used to go, everybody would go there, and like it was sponsored by Kleenex, so it was like quite a big event. and you used to jump through they had a giant Kleenex box that you jumped through as the last jump.
Are we going back to talking about Gregor again, talking about Kleenex? Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, he needs a giant Kleenex box just like that one.
Yeah, keep the willy down. Anyway, I digress. You jump for a
You jumped through a Kleenex box. Anyway, and it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of went like it wasn't as popular, and then but now all of a sudden it's come back again. Like they've done a lot of work on it, and everyone's going back, so it's really good. And I used to be based around there, and it was really cool to go and see like the old guard and people that I've spent a lot of time with, because we used to go do shows there all the time. So where I used to work was for a family called the Edmondsons, and Mary, who now competes at 5-star, she was 9 years old when I first started there, and James, her brother, was 3, and I was trotting around the collecting ring. So like there's a surface that you warm up on, and then there's the grass arena, and they use that all year round. So we used to go there all the time, and I was trotting around there, and I saw Debbie and Patrick, who were the couple that I used to work for, who I love to bits, and then so those two, and then James, their son, who was 3 when I started there, was standing there. I think he's about 26 now, and his son Jack, who's about 3, was standing next to him, and was like basically the spitting image of him when he was that age. And I think I was just a bit overtired, and Patrick said, "Oh, good luck, Simon. Happy birthday as well." And I literally trotted past him, and I was like, and I kind of cried. Because it was just so nice to see them, because they're such a special, important part of my life, and they've done so much for me over the years, and like if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and it would just like hit me a little bit, and I was like, so yeah, it was really nice to see them. So it was kind of a little emotional trip as well.
They were probably like, "Well, you're not that old. Calm down."
I was just thinking, we now know it doesn't matter if Simon's having a good day or a bad day. When he's on the cross country, he's gonna cry. Like that's.
At least it wasn't me crying for a change. I'm just quite pleased someone else does as well. We just need to make Ben cry now.
But it's just mad though. Like James was like, he was 3 years old when I first went there, and I remember like yeah, he kind of spat in my face one day, so I locked him in the stable. I locked him in a stable, and then this little brat then managed to escape out the back window, which I didn't realise. So I went back to go and get him, and he'd gone. And and now he's 26 years old. Where's the time gone? It's mental.
Talking of time, so on your birthday, obviously people were posting "Happy Birthday, Simon" with pictures of you, and there was a couple from your youth which looked almost like Pony Club days, like you're wearing a tie and your jumpers.
Not that long ago. I was probably 23, and I look about 12.
Can I just say, you have aged well.
Oh, cheers, mate.
You are hot, Simon Grieve. Back then, questionable. I'm just going to go there. I was like, bloody hell, Simon, you've turned into you grew into yourself and your ears. Let's just put it that way.
I'll try and find those pictures out. But yeah, there's one of them where I literally look like I'm 12 years old.
You really did, literally. But I was like, bloody hell, it's not the same. You were quite skinny as well back then,
really
quite
thin.
lanky. I don't think of you like that.
Compared to how fat he is now.
Well, no, he's now like a perfectly proportioned human. Whereas then he looked like this little spindly. It just didn't look like you. It looked like a caricature of you.
I found a picture at Burley, the Trot Up. I think it's in 2012, and I'm standing with my mum, and I seriously, with no disrespect to anybody else at all, but I seriously look like I've got an eating disorder. I'm so thin, and everyone used to say to me, "Oh my God, you're so thin! You look unhealthily thin." I was like, "Oh, shut up! I look fine." But looking back, I was like, "No wonder everyone said that."
Wow. No, you've aged well, my love. You've aged well.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you to say.
Well, when I first met Simon, I didn't realise that I wasn't his type, and I was like, "Oh, he's hot," but
if it had been 5 years earlier, she'd been like, "Oh my God, what the hell is that?"
Yeah.
Jenny, have you ever fancied any male equestrians that were batting for your side? Or is it just?
It's a very good point.
Is it which team do you think he's on? Well, if Jenny fancies him, do you know a secret about my dad?
If Jenny fancies him, he must be gay.
Oh yeah, there we go. I fancy your dad.
Pretty camp, to be fair.
You can never say never.
Well, also, when I was back in England without Gregor a few weeks ago, everyone was like, "Oh, would you ever worry about Gregor?" I was like, "No, if Gregor was going to cheat on me, it would definitely be with a man." So I think it's just saying about something. Oh, fuck, he's going to listen to this and hate me. He really likes this podcast, even though he doesn't know anything about horses.
Gregor, it's 2025. You be you, Gregor. It's fine.
Oh, he loves a bit of Disney. He loves this Disney. And he loves fancy dress.
I did not know what you were going to say, because you were like, he loves a bit of dip. And I was like, what's coming next? Oh,
my goodness. Oh, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? We're so getting cancelled. Oh, I'm so... Right. Anyway, back to eventing. How did you do, Simon, on your first events back?
I didn't get any prize. Oh, no, I did get a prize. I think, on Miracle. But Miracle and Cliff both jumped double clears, and Buster had a steady run in the intermediate. So it was it wasn't a winning outing, but it was a good outing. They all went really well. And with Cliff, I kind of want to use it as an education. And it was great. Really, I'm really pleased with how they all ran. So, and it's the first event of the season. You want to kind of find out a bit how fit they are. Obviously, I've done my fitness work, but I want to kind of gauge how fit I think they are. And they seem to be on the right kind of track. And yeah, good.
Yay! Sorry, I've got to tell you this joke now. What do you call a man with a seagull on his head? Cliff.
That's really bad.
That is bad.
Really
We're laughing at you, not with you, with that one.
So, guys, we have some exciting news. Can I have a little drum roll, please, boys? The worst drum roll in history, but it is to announce that we have an advertiser on our little pod. Welcome to the family, Equistream's magnetic horse bands. I say magnetic horse bands, but I've actually been using these guys as dog collars. So for like at least 10 years. They are amazing. I've been a massive fan of these bands for a very long time. I can honestly say, hand on heart, I used them on my horse Finn because he used to get big legs. Amazing. I've recommended them to so many people.
Talking of which, you recommended it to me, and I've been using on my gorgeous girl Twiggy, who's my whippet, who is she's getting on now. She's 14 years old, and I've been using it for quite some time now. And Twiggy seems a lot happier and a lot more comfortable, which is fantastic. So thank you very much, Extreme Streams.
And Ben via WhatsApp saying how much you love them, which I had to forward on to them because you were like, I love them so much.
Absolutely love them. I got sent one pair to test them out. I've used them for a few weeks and I've messaged asking for lots more of them. I've had them on an older horse of mine who struggles with his front legs because he used to be a weaver. His legs can get a bit sore and they can swell up when he's in the box overnight. If he's got these things on overnight, his legs are coming out cold and hard. They're absolutely brilliant. He's fresher at his work, and I'm the most dubious person in the world, but these are blooming brilliant.
Yeah. So if you want to try these game-changing wearable therapy bands that help with circulation, recovery, and overall performance, as we've been discussing, then whether your horse is competing, rehabbing, or just in everyday work, then do head to the Extreme website, and we've got you a discount code. Shut up 10. You get 10% off your order. Please do try them. They are amazing. And the results will speak for themselves because every horse deserves to be happy and live their best life. And we absolutely love them. So thank you, Extreme, for coming on board as an advertiser and a brand that we absolutely love. Simon Grieve, you have been to Africa.
I have.
I'm very jealous. It's been my dream to go on an African safari.
I had
Horizon Horseback, if you're listening.
Yeah, I had the most amazing time with Horizon Horseback. They were fabulous. Tanya, who is a big part of Horizon Horseback, listens to us and she thinks that we're amazing and she loves both of you. So
Yay! Hi, Tanya.
And she's brilliant. She's such a nice lady. And they're just a really amazing company. It's like a family-run business, basically. And they were incredibly welcoming. And we went to South Africa first, and there's a lodge there, the Horizon Lodge. And you ride out from there and you can see like giraffe and zebra and wildebeest and all that kind of stuff, and little pumbas. And that's really cool. And then we were there for a few days, and there's a swimming pool there, and there's hippos and stuff. And then we travelled down. That's South Africa, and then we travelled down south, down into Botswana. And Botswana's just a little bit more exciting. And you travel around a little bit more. They have got other camps in South Africa, but you have to travel a bit further in Botswana riding wise. And we stayed in 3 camps, I think it was, although they do have more. And it's just amazing. Like it's such a great experience. Like you see, so this time we saw lion on horseback, leopard on horseback, and hyena on horseback. And we saw some cheetah as well, but that wasn't on horseback. That was on a vehicle. Because we do riding, and then we'll ride to a camp, and then they do like a game drive. So you go in a vehicle, and we found a pride of 9 lions, and they were pretty cross. Well, the main lady, she not badly, but she was just kept on death staring at us. And yeah, it was.
She heard about how easy Ben was finding having babies, and she was like, "Yeah, whatever."
And the camps are incredible. So we you've got there's Tumashatu, which is basically you get your they're individual tents, and they're kind of down their own little footpaths, but you get escorted to your tent after dark, and then you stay in that tent, and if anything goes wrong, then you've got a hooter. You do not come out of your tent because you could easily get eaten. And then in the morning they come and wake you. We started quite early, so that they come and wake you at 5:30, and then you can come out. Well, as long as you've got permission. I went out to go swimming because there's a swimming pool there. But that was really exciting.
Before we move on, when we're saying about dangerous animals, don't come out the tent because you might get eaten. Yeah, because lions and leopards can't get through tents, can they? Like, surely in your tent,
Apparently not.
you're just like a chicken breast in
Ben.
a little package. Do you know what I mean? You're just the shrink wrapped bit of meat instead, aren't you? Of like,
But these tents, they're kind of like luxury ones with like really and they're on a platform, like they're permanent. So like so they're not very flimsy. They're pretty hardcore. And you've got a bathroom and a toilet and shower, everything within your tent.
I think
I'd like that.
I'd want really rather burly, well-armed security guards outside around the camp as well.
Have you seen the size of you, Ben?
But we had our guide Max, who is like, he was amazing, and like I felt totally safe because of thanks to him.
I was just say I want Max to have a gun. I just need Max to have a gun. If I'm gonna be around things that can kill me, I want to preserve the wildlife, but I also want to know that if it comes between me and them, I'm going home. Like,
but Max has got a bullwhip for that.
Oh, Max is like Indiana Jones.
So he is. He's a seriously special bloke. Like, and he'll crack his whip if it gets to that point.
Did you have a go on his whip?
Yes, I'm not very good with it. Not very good at all. But yeah, and it was. What I love about it is how respectful they are of the wildlife, and the horses are all really lovely to ride. They're beautifully schooled, but it's also like you're in a kind of a herd situation. It all feels really natural, and the thing that always gets me when I go there is how everything's reused, everything's recycled. Like if something is killed, then that's sad, but like so many other things benefit from it, and there's no waste. And like then, because I remember then we flew back into Heathrow, and as we were flying in, we flew over the M25, or over whatever main road it is, and I just remember thinking to myself, God, like where I've just been, it's all so natural, and we really are bad, aren't we?
Well, then try going to America. Yeah. I'm sorry. Every time I go and work in America, I am shocked. Like the hotels that I stay in, like obviously I don't get to pick my hotels. I would love if there's any sustainable people out there who are working with events. I know there's a few people to help them come over here. Because in Kentucky, the hotel I stayed at, they throw away the plates and cutlery from breakfast. They don't wash them. They throw them. They're plastic. And I said to them, because I was mortified by this, so I didn't eat breakfast in the hotel, because just to use one fork, you'd have to open a knife, fork, and a spoon. And that just, I take my reusable cup and I take my reusable cutlery to America now, and I try and reuse my stuff. Because even in I'm not going to say the venue, because I'd love to actually work with them and find a way to actually help improve them, a different venue that I've been at recently. And I said to them, oh, you recycle at least? They were like, no, it's fake recycling. We're not actually recycling it. We just put it all in. It's for show. And I was like, you actually kidding me? So you think, there's so much. And I'm the same, because obviously in Canada now I live in like this utopia where there's no rubbish on the side of the roads. So you get money back from your cans and your bottles. So even if you threw it out, someone would go and pick it up. And yeah, it's just nuts. You suddenly go out of this, like even going back to England, I'm like, oh, it's rubbish everywhere.
It's funny
because then you go to somewhere like this, and like we went on a bushwalk, and which is exciting. We came across a crocodile, which is cool, and then we like Max was like, oh, what do you think this is? And it was like this white bit of crap on the floor, and he was like, that's hyena poo, and it was literally white, and I was like, why is it white? Is that because it eats everything? Because they've got such powerful jaws that they eat the whole shebang. They eat all the bone, all the cartilage, everything. So when they poo, it's white because of the calcium, and it's all really fluffy and hairy because they eat all the hair as well. I mean, that's mental, isn't it? They use everything. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm going to tell you about the other camps. So you've got one camp where you sleep outside, which it's got a fence around, but it's kind of outdoors, and that feels really kind of like in the sticks, and that's brilliant. And then there's another one which is called Tree Camp, which is basically. Did you ever watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Yes.
Of course I did.
Of course.
Who has
So-
There was a witch man from Nottingham who tried to cross the
Across
river.
the river.
What
Oh,
a
no,
joke, he
tripped
trips on a rope. Now look at him shiver. Of course I've watched it. I'm going to
Big
eat your
fancy
heart out,
rich
cut your
man.
heart
With a
out with a
spoon.
spoon. Why a spoon, my lord? Because it'll hurt more, you fool. Sorry, I love that film.
It's so good, isn't it?
Ben's like, oh, I hate both of you. Shut up.
But you know the bit where they're in the tree, they've got like those tree houses in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very posh version of that, basically.
Oh, nice.
And it's incredible. I can't say enough good things about it. It's a brilliant experience, and yeah, you should go. You should go.
One of the things I do notice, because you know what I'm like, the horses look amazing. Like they look in really good nick. Because I always see people posting about different places. Because it's been honestly a dream to go on a horse safari, but a lot of the time I look and I go, yeah, those horses don't look very well cared for.
These horses they're really well looked after. They're really nice horses. Most of them bipeds, which is like a African breed, but they're really smart, and like the horses that I've ridden in Botswana have always been seriously quality, and they're beautifully schooled. And like you kind of go off you go off for a canter to start with, and they are in a really lovely balance. They've got lovely mouths. And it's no nose bands or anything like that. It's all really natural, and it's great. And they are lovely horses too, so which makes it even more of a wonderful experience.
Because that's the big
I'm glad
bit
you had fun.
I'd say that's the big bit that always puts me off ever riding while abroad or going on a riding holiday.
Yeah, same.
Because you have nice
You don't know
horses
how
at
they've been
home.
treated, or
Well, and not even obviously that, but just from like a quality standpoint, like you ride nice horses at home in a nice saddle, and then you pay thousands to fly halfway across the world to ride horses, and they're some ewe-necked yak that the reins may as well be tied to a tree in a wooden saddle, and you're like, this is awful.
And I think I think that happens a lot. And,
It really does, yeah.
But Horizon, my experience of Horizon is all the horses are quality, really nice horses, and really well looked after, and they're really well schooled. And that, I think that's kind of across the board, because obviously there were a lot of us on the trip, and all the horses that were there were really nice, and they're really good at. You have to tell them what level of rider you are, and I imagine, well, you know what people are like, they think they're better than they are, but you have to do a test when you get there, and it's a fairly basic test, like to see what you're like riding, and every so often someone will fail that test, and therefore they can't do the riding part of the holiday. So I think they change it so they kind of go, you can go on a bike. I'm not so sure I'm that keen on that one.
I think I'd be better on a horse than I would a bike.
Or you go in the vehicle, but that's just but they have to be so careful, because the horses they're not donkeys, they're quality horses, and and if you're going to end up falling off, or Max, Mike the guide, he's going to be the one that's going to be in trouble, because he's the one that has to save you. So if you're going to go on a holiday, like if you're thinking about going on a holiday like that, just be very honest about your riding ability.
In fact,
really
I would say go further. My top tip to anyone, whenever I ride abroad, I lie through my teeth and say I cannot ride.
I'm really novice-y.
Yeah. Because what you don't want is to be in a group of 10 people and everybody says they can't ride, and then you're like, actually, I'm pretty good on a horse, and then you get the Larry one that they never send on a job because there's never a ride. Like, when you're getting horsed on a holiday, that is not the time to big yourself up. That is the time to be like, I can be a bit windy sometimes. I don't like a strong one. Like,
but there's Ben going, oh, I'm really bad at riding, as they turn around and he's standing on one of them, galloping round past a giraffe. I can reach your ears.
I'd love to ride a giraffe. I would love to
God.
ride a giraffe. You'd need a real good breastplate and a saddle razor, wouldn't you?
Mate, that would be seriously uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Surely.
I don't know. It'd be great.
Have you seen them when they canter? They do everything in slow motion when they're cantering along.
It's like you going cross country, Simon.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly it.
It's collection.
I'm
You're
so
so
sorry.
right.
Giraffes have natural collection, Simon.
I
That's
think
what it
that's
is.
the third time someone said that to me today.
What? That you go like a giraffe?
That I'm really slow cross country. So thanks.
I don't blame.
You know I'm joking. That's how well we know each other.
That's the thing, though, isn't it, Jane Rudall? You're not joking, are you?
You just admitted you took a pull.
If I could nearly have a rotational in the warm-up, I'd go slow.
Oh, let's face it, I can say this stuff because we know full well that I'm never going near a 5-star, so you can take the piss out of me about that all you like. And if we ever go on riding holiday together, I will be the one at the back screaming that you're all going too fucking fast. So don't worry.
You know, I don't know whether you noticed, but quite often, like, professional event riders will write things like, jumped a really good double clear today, with planned time faults. And I'm like, I'd write down every single post that I do, because it's always planned to have time faults, because I like going slow. I can go fast sometimes.
Such a silence.
I have a nice time.
You have a lovely time. You get to take it all in. You get to see the route.
I think I've said it before on this. I remember going around Burley. The first time I went around Burley, I was so slow. I think I got 80 time faults or something. And I saw people in the crowd as I was galloping along. And I was like, hello. And that is wrong. That is not how it should be. But I was having a lovely time.
Whereas I interviewed Gemma at the end going, how was the crowd? How was the atmosphere? She was like, I had no idea. I didn't see any of the crowd. Didn't hear the atmosphere. I was focused.
Whereas Simon's going along going, oh, hi. I'm having a great time, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, you were wearing your pink hat today. I love that hat.
And that colour suits you. Nice. No, I'm not that bad. Well...
My dad got banned from commentating performances when he did one at Driffield Show, which is local to us. And halfway through commentating it, he was like, oh, hello, Brian. How are you? How's the family? Like, oh, sorry. And then he'd get back to doing his commentary, and then he'd see someone else and be like, oh, Deborah, how are the kids? Like that's no.
That's just giving me a flashback. I remember we were talking about Isleham earlier. I remember doing hunter trials at Isleham when I was a kid. And I won there because I was going really fast, just to put it out there. But when I was winning, I was going really fast, and my mum, someone was videoing on the VHS, and all of a sudden, the commentator flicks in, and he goes, I don't care about the fucking results. I'm trying to fucking commentate, and you're fucking trying to give me the results. Like, literally on the public address system across that whole thing. As I'm going as fast as I can. Oh, God, I must try and find that. It was so funny.
I was grumping round, I want to say Nunny. That was, Is that still going?
Yep.
I was jumping around there, and Gregor was filming me, and I was coming through some like trees or whatever, and you could hear on the commentary, and Jenny Ruddle is in the trees. Jenny, who you can see on such shows like Horse and Country, Jenny Ruddle, and all you can hear on the video is Gregor going, she's going to fucking hate that. Her name's Rudel. Why can no one get it right? And after that, I got so fed up of hearing people, A, pronouncing my name wrong, and B, referring to like what other stuff I was doing, that I now compete under I just stopped, and the moment I got married, competed under my married name, so no one knew who the hell I was. It was much better. But yeah, Ruddle. And the problem is, when you're galloping round and trying to concentrate, and all you can hear is your name being pronounced wrong, it's quite off-putting.
Yeah.
But I'm going so fast, I don't really have time to notice, Simon.
Yeah, no. You should try going slower. You'll get more out of it. Jenny Ruddle in the puddle.
My most off-putting thing is when I'm stood outside the arena before I go in, and like I remember the South of England show last year gave me such a good hype. Like the commentator there was like, it was Nick Brooks Ward at the South of England, gave me such a hype up before I went in. He's like the best in the UK, doing this, doing that. And you're sat there thinking, you could have saved this for the end. Like, what if I go in now and I'm absolutely dog shit? Oh, no. Like, it's got to be good now, hasn't it?
Also, can I just say, you fucked yourself. Because if you're now shit in the next couple of shows you do, people can go, oh, he's had a baby, he's probably sleep deprived. But you've just banged on about how bloody easy it is and how much sleep you're getting, so no one's going to have any sympathy for you now.
No excuses now, mate.
My eventing version of planned time faults is to put some strategically timed posts on Facebook and Instagram before I perform, highlighting my young and novice horses or the new sections of the performance that we've never done before. And I really hope they go well, so that I've got a little bit of a padded floor to land on if it all does go tits. And it's sad that we feel that, isn't it? Like we're all trying our best. Next time you see someone
what we're doing,
like really fuck up doing something, remember they were trying their best.
Unless it's you two, and then I'm just going to laugh in both your faces. I'm sorry, but I love you, but I will.
Yeah, but you can.
So on another note, by the way, Ben, you are so good in that podcast with Richard. I just listening back to it, I was like, oh, he just asked all the right questions, and Richard was just so good at like just coming back at you and you back at him. I was like, this is what this podcast is all about. It was so good. I was very proud of you. But we're always talking about mental health on this podcast, and you cannot talk about it if you don't want to. But after the pub pod, all of us, and I think I always think everyone hates me and my world is coming to an end, and I get very like, after a social situation, what did I say? Who did I offend? All my friends hate me. All my friends have gone out without, like, I get very in my own head, massive anxiety. Didn't realise that you two boys are quite the same, especially you, Ben. Like, the podcast took a toll on you mentally. Do you mind me asking you about it?
No.
Me and Simon were like, oh, Benji, he seems so confident.
It sounds awful. My natural state is introverted anxiety and depression. Like that is that's my natural resting state. And so what people see, whether it be like, not that it's forced or fake, especially not with you two when we're doing this, but like my public front is like okay, get ready, get out into the scary place with all the people, do the thing, retreat, and get back out of it. And so I think one thing that sort of like is definitely sparking more of my anxiety, and then the anxiety builds on the depression, especially at the moment, is trying to put myself out there more, like with that conversation with Richard, like with the interview with BD. Because the difficult thing about trying to, this isn't the right word, but I can't think of the right word, but trying to sort of be a bit of a people's champion. Do you know what I mean? Like thinking about the questions people want asked, or the topics that are avoided, or having seen other interviews happen with certain people and they manage to wriggle out of something. And then it's our job to sort of say, well, no, come on. We're not politicians, we're equestrians. Let's have some answers. But then you're like, oh, was I rude? Was I like, did I get too excited about what I was saying? Did I do with that? And it sort of comes back and you chew over it. And yeah, I definitely had a, like, because especially at the Richard interview, during it, I was like, this is amazing, let's go. And then literally the moment it finished, when we had those 2 interviews left to do, I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? Like,
and you sent us such a heartfelt message afterwards, apologising. And I was like, oh my God, we think you're amazing.
And we both were like, what on earth are you apologising for? You're absolutely sensational.
Well, actually, I think I was a bit drunk when I got your message, and I just told you to fuck off and you're wonderful. So I think I was slightly aggressive in my reply, but it was from the heart. It was a, what? You're amazing. But I just think it was, because people always say to me, like, why do you not like getting your photo taken? Or why do you not like, I hate being on the Instagram going, hi guys. Sorry, Simon. But because my job is about, I'll go to events and I will, like, say I'm working away for a week. I will be Jenny Rudel, TV presenter, like, boom, 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 walk into a press office. Hi, shake hands, blah, blah, blah. I will get home and I will hide under my duvet crying for about a week afterwards, because it is like, you just are it's like being a completely different person. Like Jenny Rudel, TV presenter, producer, is 100% not like, I can't walk into a party unless I've had a glass of wine. I'm terrified of social situations. And I just thought, like, it was just very interesting to find out that you were the same. Like, It's like a persona you put on. It's like you wear I don't know, it's like putting on a fancy dress costume and becoming a different person. And then I go back to being just...
It's quite noticeable with both of you. Like at the pub pod, there were a couple of times when, like, Ben, you, like, stood up and started doing stuff standing up. like I don't know whether you slut job or whatever it was. But you went into showman mode, and it was and like your tone slightly changed, and how you were slightly changed to how like we are when we're in this kind of situation. And Jenny, I thought that you were similar as well. Like, you know, you do turn on this, I'm the presenter, and off we go. And oh my God, this is also amazing.
Jazz hands.
And what I love about what we do here is that it's very natural. And I kind of felt like at times that do you know what I mean? Like it, And I'm talking about you guys. I'm the same. Like, and I actually found the pub pod quite hard.
It's very overwhelming.
It sounds really weird, but it kind of took me back to like being in the pub, underage drinking, when I was like 17, and being very nervous about being there, and kind of feeling like I shouldn't be there, and then and all my kind of mates all looked so much older, and they were also confident, and I always felt like this little insignificant person. It almost kind of came back to me in the pub. It sounded not badly, but just like it kind of did, and it really surprised me how it came back like that. It's really bizarre, and like just kind of makes you realize how like your life experiences affect you so much more than you realize. I feel like I'm talking complete rubbish, but you know what I mean?
No, but then you always do that. You always go, I'm talking rubbish. And you're not. And we love your stories, but you always apologise for your stories. And like, it's just funny, isn't it? And I felt like with that pub pod, I was like, people have paid for tickets. I really want them to have a nice really time. Like, why? I have no idea why they're listening to us. Like, you have these moments of total panic. Like, why do... And that kind of like imposter syndrome, I suppose. Like, why have we suddenly deemed ourselves important enough that people want to listen? Do you know what I mean? But I don't feel like I want people to listen to us. I want people to listen to the people we're interviewing. Like, because how great were those the four guests that we had? And then like people just had such a great time. But I was absolutely exhausted at the end of it, like mentally, like wanted to crawl into a hole.
Like, what I noticed more, and obviously I do have it when I'm interviewing, like on TV stuff and all that, like someone, and you guys obviously get it, like whoever you're interviewing, they're answering the question. And while they're answering the question, your brain is listening to what they're saying because you want to like engage with what they're saying, listen to what they want to say, but you also need to think about what the next question is going to be. And then they slightly deviate onto a different tack. And you go, oh, right, I've got a good question. That's great. And then they deviate onto a different track in the conversation. You're like, okay, so the question I was going to ask is now not relevant. So now it's right. And so like your brain's constantly going the whole time. But like when we're in this situation, if we had somebody we're interviewing now, it wouldn't be like that for me. Like it's a lot more. Whereas in that situation, I find, and that's what knackered me out so much, I think. It's like, and also I was like, oh my God, I'm not asking enough questions and I'm not pulling my weight and I'm not doing a good enough job, and oh my God, this is terrible. And that's exhausting as well.
It was just it's very interesting. Well, I thought you were both brilliant, and you are brilliant, so you don't ever need to apologize, but it was just very interesting.
I think we'll definitely do it again.
It was an amazing experience, and the crowd are fabulous, and our guests were wonderful. And I just want to get good. I just want to get better at doing it. And you know, it's great having these conversations with you guys about it, to like just realize that we're not alone in how we feel, and just to have a bit more confidence.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like I did, like it's every time we hang up on one of these podcasts, I'm like, oh, what did I say this time that I'm an idiot? Like at least I can edit it. Like I edit out quite a lot of the stupid things I say. But yeah, it broke my heart a little bit as well. But then it also made me realize that you're both human, like a little, like and that you feel the same way I did. So even though it broke my heart, it made me go, okay, I'm not the only one that has total self-doubt in everything I do. But yeah, because you two come across so confident.
And I think the reason we don't sort of bring it up. You don't bring it up, do you? Whether even with, like, even us who sit on here on this podcast and say, like, you know, there are amazing places like Riders' Minds and stuff like that, and do talk to people and do reach out. But then you don't want to bring down the mood by saying like not one of us before we went in to do that evening was like, oh, I'm really anxious about tonight, or like I'm worried about this, and I think it was overall like well, I know it overall was like a good and healthy thing that we shared afterwards, how we'd felt with one another and stuff, and actually made each other aware, so that then in the future, in those situations and stuff, like, you know what's going on with other people and stuff, don't you? Because it is so easy to see what people are presenting and forget that there is a whole human underneath.
Yeah.
When you're out in front of people, it is like putting on a show. And actually, I'm quite happy under a duvet eating a whole bar of dairy milk watching Netflix.
I think what for me, especially at the Pub Pod, that was the first event that I've been to in 5 years without George as well. And I don't realize, or a horse. But I don't, well, but definitely without George. Like, I've been to loads of events without horses, but I take my George security blanket. And then so, like, when I'm at events sometimes, if I'm doing meet and greets or something, and then someone sees me go and talk to George, it's like George is like my little oxygen mask. Like, I can run back to George, almost like a child in the playground. Do you know what I mean? Like, where you play and then you have to go back to mum. You have to see mum just to know she's there. Like, George is there if I need a recharge or like a power up. And like, she's like, yeah, you're okay. Come on, let's go. And then like back in the game. So I think that was a really big thing for me. A really big thing that I was there without her as well.
Oh, that's very sweet.
As if we couldn't like you enough, Benjamin. Fuck's sake.
It did get him. It kind of made me laugh and made me think that, like, I stepped out. Everyone had eaten. We'd all eaten,
you did. You disappeared.
And I stepped out, and then I was outside, and then Ben stepped out. So I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I just need a little bit of time, time to myself for a minute." And I was like, "Did you? Oh, me too." That's why I'm out here as well.
It's okay. Lucinda Green couldn't remember where she parked her car, so I volunteered to take her to find it. So that was my way of escaping. Me and her just potted off. Oh, wonderful. And we've still got 2 episodes. I'm going to release this, and then we've still got Austin O'Connor's
which is
episode
hilarious.
from the Pub Pod, and then
Who is
Lucinda's.
brilliant.
Austin O'Connor, as if I didn't love him enough. My God, he just was brilliant. And his wife is so cool as well. I want to be her best friend.
Yeah, super cool.
They were brilliant. Right, boys. So we're at an hour 20.
Yeah, I asked him about advice for the BHSI exam. I got my BHSI.
Oh, yes, congratulations.
Thanks to Austin's advice, obviously.
What was his advice? Don't be shit.
I can't remember. It was obviously, something. It would be something like that, wouldn't it? It's like, just, you know it anyway. Just say it. Just say it like it is, kind of thing. I imagine is probably what he said.
He was brilliant.
My favourite Austin moments were when Austin would start telling a story and then his wife would raise her glass and be like, "No, get under that bus. You're not escaping from this." Yeah.
So keep an ear out for those podcasts. Boys, I'll start with you, Simon. My gorgeous Simon. What has annoyed you this week?
So I think what has annoyed me this week is it's happened a couple of times when I'm show jumping and we're in the collecting ring and somebody is not very nice to whoever's helping me on the floor. And I find that really it annoys me because it's not my argument to have, but I don't know, I just think it's so unnecessary. Like, yeah. It happened a bit with Amanda, who was helping me at Poplar Park with somebody, and obviously.
Were they famous?
No, they weren't at all. No, they weren't. It was, and to be fair, I think it was actually more to do with an anxious mum. But she was just quite disrespectful to Amanda, and she's incredibly good at standing her ground. But I just think it's just really unnecessary, and I don't like it.
Oh,
just don't be rude.
Yeah, don't be rude.
It's so unnecessary, but it's amazing what nerves do to people, and they do things that maybe they wouldn't normally. So
yes,
but
I agree with that. But still, or just go, "I'm really sorry," afterwards.
Yeah.
So I was jumping at Smith's Lawn, and our friends who live in Windsor came over to watch. And my friend Pat Pong, he is very Irish, CrossFit, so a bit from like your camp, built like a brick shithouse, Ben. And he was like, Jenny, he's Northern Irish. I can't do the accent. I'd come do the jumps for you. You could do a Northern Irish accent, Simon. Anyway, so he doesn't know anything about it, but Gregor was on one side of the jump, he was on the other. And Gregor was like, yeah, we just put him up and down when she shouts at us. It was fine. Anyway, Mary King was like coming round and she went, don't move it, jumping, which to anyone doing the fence, that's actually not that rude. But when you've never done putting up fences or anything before, because they went to put it up just as she was coming, so she shouted at them. But in a just like oh, sorry, yeah, I'll leave it for a second. But Batpong, Steve, our friend, turned around and went, that was a bit bloody rude. What's wrong with her? Like, what the fuck? No one shouts at me because he's never been around horses. And Gregor just turns around and went, nah, she just doesn't like the Irish. And so he was like, he's just never since then, like every time he's come to an event or we take him to badminton, he's like, that fucking Mary King, she doesn't like the Irish. And we don't have the heart to tell him that that's just what happens.
You couldn't get anyone sweeter than Mary either, could
I
you?
know, exactly, like the least thing. So Mary, if you're listening, we will correct him one day. But yeah, right now it's just too funny not to.
I was performing at a show last year and our wonderful friend Jay Hallam saw me, saw that I was performing there, and Jay the Tiger was like, oh, mate, do you want to come for a chat? I was like, yeah. What a chat meant was, do you want to come and do jumps for me in the warm-up? So I was like, yeah, okay. So then I'm grooming for Jay at this thing, putting studs in, moving. And it wasn't simply, it was an outdoor show, and it, as in on grass, and it wasn't simply, can you put them up and down? He rode in, jumped it once, and then was like, looked down and was like, I don't like this ground, move it over there. So then not only did I have to put jumps up and down, I'm carrying jump wings around this collecting ring so that he can have good ground for his jumping. He jumped very well.
I love the fact that you are literally like, now you are, yeah, he jumped well. I can judge him now because I have jumped his horses. I can
jumped his horses. He had two there. After he'd warmed the first one up, he was like, well, that'll be fine now. You walk this one in for me. No, don't mount up. You just lead it. I was like, so that's what I was doing in between performances. Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that he knows you well enough that he can.
I also want to say that is the first time when we've done What's Annoyed You this week that I think Simon's actually not simply aggravated by something, but annoyed. You looked.
He's actually annoyed and not apologised for it either. This has annoyed me, and it's not because I'm tired.
No.
No, it does annoy me. Like, I kind of, so... Because it's happened a few times in the past, and where someone's not been very nice to someone who's helping me. Obviously, Amanda helps me most of the time, but like, she'll have got up at 3:30 in the morning to come and help me and is trying her best, and then you get somebody being rude in the collecting ring to her. I find it really, it really annoys me. Really, I've had it happen a couple of times where I've actually had a word with the person. I said, sorry, but that's not okay. You're not allowed to talk to her like that. Like,
good for you.
But yeah, but like, yeah, it's kind of, I feel like it's my responsibility in a way, like, protect and all that.
Aww.
But obviously, like, someone has to really kind of grind my gears for that to happen.
Grind your gears. That's a phrase.
It's not just from like a person to person thing of that person being rude to her either. It's also like anybody who does anything with horses knows that there's as many mates and volunteers that keep the wheel spinning. And like, so if you talk to people like crap when they offer to come and help you, they're not going to come next time, are they? So like, it's that sort of, we all need that going on with us.
I agree. What's annoyed you this week then, Benji?
Equestrian educators on social media.
Oh, that sounds punchy.
I am sick to my back teeth. If you have a Facebook or an Instagram or a TikTok or Threads or whatever the toss you use as social media, and you do horses and you say that you're an educator or that you give people advice, writing a small novel or bleeding bullet points that simply lists what not to do is not fucking helpful. I am so sick of it. It is negative. It is spiteful. It basically, I'm so sick of it. I like every day, whether it's liberty people, jumping people, showing people, dressage people. Do you know what would be more useful? Opposed to writing a small novel or 5 bullet points of the 5 things you must never do, and if you do these, you're either a moron or a bad person. Why not write the 5 things to do to be a good competitor or a good rider or a good person? Like, because that's being an educator. The other thing is just being an arsehole. And we all know when you write we all know that when you write your massive novel or your bullet points of all the things that are wrong, we all know that you haven't actually got anything to share. We know that you've seen someone else's post that's annoyed you. So that's why you've written your negative post, to get back at that instructor in your area that you don't like, or you don't like that they won and that they teach like that. So you're going to slag it off. I can't stand it. And also, if not to try and like damage anybody's business or anything, but if you are having instruction from someone that's like that, there are better people. Like, you want instructors that want to share knowledge, not say, no, that's wrong. Because can you imagine if you were trying to teach a human or a horse to do anything, and instead of saying, I would like it like this, please, you just said, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. Like, it's just foul. And it has really ground my gears this week. There's been so much of it. And don't interact with those posts. Let them die.
Yeah, it's about positive reinforcement stuff, isn't it? Like, if you say, no, don't do this, don't do that, don't do the other. Okay, it's fine to start with, but like after a while, you're like, oh my Lord, like, you know.
Well, and also,
it's difficult to like compute all of that.
Well, and also, okay then. So say I'm an absolute novice. I've read your small novel on 10 things never to do when going showing.
So what do I actually do? Or like, I saw one the other day that was all the worst things about shoulder in. All the ways not to ride it. And all the ways that it's useless if you ride it like this. And at no point did it say how you should ride it. At no point did it say the benefits of a good one. And so you're just like, it's pointless. It's just, that is, if I could, do you remember that Room 101 program that used to be on when people used to like put stuff in Room 101? If I could put seemingly posts on social media that masquerade as educational but just actually want to slag someone else or something else off, that would be my Room 101. Yeah.
That was a good rant, Benjamin.
Very good.
That was excellent.
So we're preparing ourselves for a big rant because it's your go, Jenny.
Do you know what? I don't think I've got anything. I've already ranted about my kids pissing me off in the mornings because I just don't want to get out the door. I think I'm actually. I don't think I can top what Ben's just said.
So you're both saying that it's the way of educating has to be in the right way.
Yes, a positive reinforcement, like you said.
There are more people out there who want your money than who want to help you. Never forget that.
I agree.
So just like, and I know exactly what you mean, and I think the falling stuff started from a good place, but it's getting a bit out of hand. Like it.
Yeah.
The three of us all ride. When have any of us been falling off, known we're going to hit the deck, we're past the point of no return, and had
because that's the thing. That's the thing with the falling off thing. I think I've fallen off thousands of times, and I think probably at least 95% of those falls, I've been on the floor thinking, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah,
I don't have the time to be thinking, "Oh, I'm going to fall off in a second, so I'm going to do this." And also, like, if I'm thinking I'm going to fall off in a second, I'm thinking, no, I'm bloody not. I'm going to stay on because I'm definitely going to stay on. And actually, quite often that's made things 100 times worse.
I think it's learning how to deal with a situation.
Like, if I was going to give any tip to anyone, if you know you're coming off, just make sure your feet are out your stirrups. Like, if there was any choice, and that is actually one thing when I was in America that they taught me from rodeo. If you ever fall off and your foot is in the stirrup, roll onto your belly. Roll onto your belly.
Because it spins it.
Because if you're laid on your back, your foot pointing up will keep your foot in the stirrup and you'll get dragged. Whereas if you roll onto your belly, there's a really high chance the stirrup will slip off your foot. But like, I know for me, that's if I'm ever
That is a
falling off.
good one. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, they
Next time
teach
we
it
see
to the.
Simon rolling
They
onto his
teach-
belly.
Yeah.
They teach easy. They it's what they teach the saddle bronc riders in America in the rodeo. Roll onto your belly and your foot will come
I just
out.
think I just have these visions of like the amount of time something, say someone's on like a hack with loads of kids and something spooks the horses and the kid goes, "Oh, I've been taught how to fall off, so I'm just going to throw myself on the ground instead." And if that kid like really damages themselves, like then the parents
agree.
can then sue the person who taught them as well. Like there's so many repercussions. I think we educate on how to stay on as much as possible, but also on good safety wear. Let's educate on before you teach this. Let's go to Charles Owen. What's the hat you should be wearing? What's the back protector you should be wearing? What is it you should be wearing? What safety stirrups can you get these days? I think that should be the opening to any post before you go, "Oh, look, this is a video of me teaching how to fall off." I think it should open with caveats first, even on social media, because these little posts, these snippets are what people hold on to. And it's a caption in time, like we always say, isn't it? A moment in time. Even with your best intentions, these moment in time should be buffered, even if it's a bit fun, with the education to prevent accidents.
Well, and just
I mean, personally, I don't know enough about it to have a proper opinion on it. I've never been educated about how to fall off, which sounds bad, doesn't it? Because I've been riding for a very, very, very long time. But whereas Ben, you'd be a lot more qualified to kind of like talk about that kind of stuff.
My only like I have. I'll finish with two opposite sides of the spectrum on this. So, like, start with a positive. When this will seem like I'm deviating, but I'm not. When I was 18, I was run over by a car while I was out running, and at the time, I was doing a lot of saddle falls, which is what we call falling off a horse on a film, a saddle fall, in films and in shows. And I was doing a lot of choreographed sword fighting and stuff where I was getting thrown about and things like that, and gymnastics where I'd learnt how to fall. And when I got hit by the car, the only pieces of me that, because I went through the windscreen, the pieces of me that were filled with glass were my forearms and my back, because I tucked and rolled on instinct because of all the training I'd been doing at the time. And I don't even remember getting hit by the car. I didn't have time to think. My body instantly went into its, this is where we go when stuff goes wrong position. So I think getting involved in, like we said in the pub podcast when we talked about this, getting involved in things that get you used to sort of sorting yourself out in leery situations can help. The one thing that always puts my back up about the teaching people to fall is the final section of the course is never falling off that wooden horse onto the ground. It's onto a crash mat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've not seen a single person teach it and demonstrate it by falling onto the ground. I've never seen anybody who says they teach how to fall safely, canter along on a horse and throw themselves onto the floor using that technique on grass or on an arena surface or ever. And so, yeah, you can fall from a wooden barrel horse onto a crash mat in any way and be fine, really. And that's just like, do your market research. Do you know, you're sharp enough. If you're listening to this, like, don't have the wool pulled over your eyes. Do you know? If someone says they're teaching you how to fall, and at the end of the day, you're not, at the very least, dropping onto a hard surface, like an arena surface, safely, then you know it's not actually going to be helpful, don't you? And if I must be, I feel bad because I have friends who teach this, but I would never fall off using a lot of the techniques that are trained. If I was getting paid to fall off on a film, I wouldn't use those techniques. So,
and I think the reason it gets my back up is because I've done some filming with someone teaching it and demonstrating it, and they did do it at Canter onto an arena surface with a stunt person. I cannot remember their name, so I couldn't even grasp them up if I wanted to. And the stunt guy who did it, as he fell, foot caught in the stirrup, and we were in an indoor arena, so the horse did stop, but the stunt guy who did it caught their foot in the stirrup and was dragged to the end of the arena. They didn't have that much further to go. So the only time I've seen it done, not on a crash mat off a wooden horse, I saw their foot get caught in the stirrup. So I think that's why, for me, in my head, I'm like you say, I totally agree. If you can teach someone's reactions to help save them, but the only time I've seen it done on a moving animal, it didn't work. So I feel like that's why I've probably got it in my head, like a thing to talk about it.
And when we do it on films, we do loads of things to help us. Do you know? Like, we have stirrups that we call L bars, that basically are a stirrup that's in an L shape, so your foot can't get caught. Or we put our feet in the stirrup backwards. So you put the tip of your heel in the stirrup from the front of the stirrup, so that as you kick your legs up to fall off, your feet can't get caught in them. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like little things like that. Like the way that I was taught to fall is basically that if we're doing it on a film, or if you knew you were going to, is that you kick both feet out, and then you basically want to grip the horse with both legs to lower yourself as you're sliding off the side, holding on with your legs, so that when you actually let go of the horse and reach full momentum, you're only like a foot, 2 feet off the floor. And then it also means that you're landing with shoulders first, so that you can tuck and roll. Because the nastiest injuries you see when people fall off on films generally are broken ankles, because it's such a counterproductive thing for your brain to process that your head should go down first. So everybody panics when they first start learning to fall off on films, and their feet go down first, and their feet hit the ground first, and they break their ankles. That's the most common injury. Like it takes. There's a reason you get like big money every time you fall off on a film.
Yeah,
you know,
Simon, you can make a fortune. I feel like I've been really mean to you today, Simon. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Right.
So just be careful.
I think be careful. I think that's what we're trying to get across.
The other thing about it, like I say, I know very little about it, but no fall is the same. And, you know, I don't know. There are so many different ways that you can fall off, and different things that can happen that can make you fall off. I mean, I remember when air jackets first came out, and people were like, oh, air jackets are dangerous because you can't tuck and roll when you're in an air jacket, like you were just saying. And I suppose that is true, but at the same time, an air jacket's supposed to try and save you in a situation where you're not going to be able to tuck and roll. And like, whereas racing, I suppose I'm talking as somebody who's completely unqualified to talk about this, but anyway, in racing, as a general rule, the falls are very similar because it's at speed, and you do end up getting thrown clear, and then you're going to have to tuck and roll, aren't you? So I suppose that is one discipline where you definitely can make use of that. But like for eventing, for cross country falls, there are so many different ways of it happening, and if a horse leaves a leg, you're not going to be tucking and rolling.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I'd love to ask you, Simon, is have you seen the people that teach how to survive a rotational fall? So they have mechanical horses on tracks that go along slowly and then tip and flip. Yeah. And again, if you jump a fence and it hangs a front leg and then flips itself, you ain't got time to think about what's going on. You haven't got time to go from jump position.
I've had one fall like that in my life. It was a 2-strided double one. The horse went to put in a 3rd stride. It was 2 chicanas with a drop on the second one, and the horse breasted it, so it left both front legs behind, and it started to rotate, and its arse end came right up. But then the fence slightly gave way, so the horse then twisted and came over that side, so it was okay. But I do remember being like this, and I remember quite vividly going, "Shit, this is not going to end well," and then nothing. So like, you kind of know there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to be educated on this. But like, from my experience, there was nothing I could have done about that.
Well, if anyone has been on one of these courses and used it, and it's become like, if there's advice that we can give people, then let's hear it.
Yeah, write us in. Prove us wrong.
Yeah, I'd love to be proved wrong. Yeah.
If you've been on the course, used the technique, found that it saved you, then tell us.
Yeah,
we're saying this out of. We're not trying to be negative or bad people. We're just concerned. Like that's
we're here
all.
to educate, or are we? We're here to do something. Laugh at Simon.
To be caring and laugh at Simon.
Be caring. Yeah. Right. You
And
lovely
talk about
boys.
Gregor's willy.
Yeah. His willy being up.
You
Or
two are
down.
literally the worst. He's going to kill me. He's away at the moment. I'm flying solo with 2 kids. That's fun.
Has he got his Kleenex?
Right. I'll tell you what's annoyed me this week. You two.
Massive box.
Massive.
Jumped in with a horse. Sorry, Jenny.
That's all right.
He loves you, really.
Ben's lost it. He's absolutely lost it. Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Jenny. He hasn't.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to when your child reaches the 4-month regression stage. I'm going to laugh in your face heartily.
The thing is, though, Jenny, you're messing this up because now whatever happens, he's
I'm
going
to say
to
it's
put
fine.
that poker face on, like, this is absolutely it's the best time of my life.
It's all right. I've got George's number. It's fine.
He hasn't had any sleep for like weeks, but I'm great. Like, happiest I've ever been in my life.
It's like one of those Instagram posts, isn't it? I won't tell anyone my kid's being a dick, but there'll be signs. And he'll just come in with a coffee rather than his beer at 9 o'clock at night when we're recording. And his hair will be dishevelled and the muscles won't be there anymore. We'll know. We will know.
So he's going to lie and we're going to judge.
Absolutely. Isn't that should be the title of this podcast? He's going to lie, we're going to judge.
We're going to judge.
Excellent. Yeah. Right, you gorgeous humans. What's the week looking like for you, Simon? You've got lots on. You're going to be tired.
Big day of teaching tomorrow. Show jumping Wednesday. Eventing Friday.
Ooh, well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Remember to try and stay on.
I will try my best.
Excellent. And what about you? Raising a human and playing with ponies, Ben? Is that it? Is that what you do?
Yeah, raising a human, playing with ponies, and riding on a youngster. Backed him last week. My little Christmas pony, I got him backed now, Hugo.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I got the message. I got the lovely message.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone sent us a message who used to own Hugo on our Instagram and sent lots of pictures and were gutted that they sold the horse but knew had gone to a good home. So, hello, Hugo's past owner. It was lovely for your messages. Thank you very much. And all the lovely pictures. But how is Hugo? Is he going well?
To give you an idea of how spectacularly easy Hugo is, when I say I backed him, I'd been out long reining with him and then brought him back. He was tied up in a head collar and lead rope, so I untied him, laid across his back. He didn't care. So then I sat on him sideways and he didn't care. So then I sat on him properly and then just rode him around the yard in a head collar and lead rope at walk for his first ride.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just didn't care. He would turn left, he'd turn right, he'd stop, he'd go backwards. Yeah. I just wandered him out. I was in the barn, rode out of the barn, around the yard, into the other barn. And I was like, cool, first ride, no dramatics.
Please don't try this at home, people. Please don't try this at home.
Well done, Hugo.
Well done, Hugo. So we'll see if we can try and push him on a bit now. Bit of trick trot, and yeah, it'll be a good
Does sound like you trying to be posh, doesn't it? Hugo! My horse is now called Hugo.
Hugo?
There you go.
Yeah.
What's the poshest voice you can put on, Ben?
What sort of posh? Like
aristocracy.
Like
That's not even a word, is it? Did I say that wrong?
Aristocracy, like a proper, well-pronunciated, real my theatre voice. I can do if I need to. We can do.
That sounds like you.
That's very good.
Or we can go full posh. I'm very sorry, Jennifer. The children are down at the house. The house with the dogs. And I really can't. No, Mummy and Daddy,
pissed and posh.
They've gone away and gone skiing. Old money's always pissed, darling.
That is very good. I like that one.
Oh, I like it a lot. Right. Oh, piss off the pair of you. I love you very much. We've been going for nearly 2 hours. Oh, if anyone's still with us, well done. You are the true fans of this podcast.
Well done, team. Well done.
I feel like you haven't done it for a while. Come on, boys. Sing us out. Shut up and ride.
Shut up and ride. Shut up and ride.
Ride, ride.
Such a twat, the pair of you.
Yeah. You better do it, Jenny.
No one needs to hear me singing. No one will ever listen to the podcast again.
No, definitely don't sing. Just call us out on Shut Up and Ride.
Right, pair of you, shut up and ride.